The Brampton real estate market just hit another turning point, and most people aren't paying attention. The detached homes right now are piling up. Terminations are spiking. Over 75% of listings are now selling below the asking price. But what is really happening here? In this video, we're going to dive into the latest April 2025 data to show you what's working, what's not working, and what it means for you if you're planning to buy or maybe sell a home in the Brampton area right now. This isn't about hype, it's about the truth of what's happening. And by the end of the video, hopefully you'll understand where the opportunities are and what to avoid. So we're going to break it down for you here. So we're going to start with the high level numbers, the overall picture here. Brampton median price is $943,000, down 1.5% from last month and 7.5% from the year-over-year numbers. Transaction volume is down almost 31% right now from the last year's numbers. Terminations, listings that didn't sell, are actually up 45% year-over-year. And here is the biggest red flag. 73.9% of homes right now that sold last month sold below the actual list price. We're seeing sellers finally adjust, but buyers, they're still pretty hesitant with all that choice. The market's starting to expose who's realistic and who ultimately isn't realistic about this market. Detached homes in Brampton, they're feeling the most pressure. The median price here actually dropped to $1,063,000, down 1.1% month over month and 6.8% year over year. 77.5% of these detached homes, they're selling below the asking price. The days on market in Brampton right now jumped over 33% to 20 days. This is a clear sign things are going to be sitting on the market a little bit longer. And termination volume, we're up 5.6% from the last month alone. What does this actually tell us here? It tells us ultimately that many sellers, they're still pricing their home like it's 2021. But today the buyer is different. They're cautious, they're rate sensitive, they're not willing to overpay. And if you're selling a detached home in Brampton, pricing strategy and conditions are everything. But there is a clear winner in today's market in Brampton. And something interesting I'm finding is the median price for the semi-detached homes is $881,944. And it's only down 0.9% this month. 8.3% year over year, but transaction volume is actually up 24.6% month over month, showing us that semi-detached homes are the most attractive right now in Brampton for people. So 44.7% of these homes are selling over asking still. That's up 5.5% from last month alone. And days on market, they actually dropped. They didn't go up, they dropped from 23 to 16 days on market, which is a rarity from what we're seeing in all the stats. The momentum that semi-detached have right now seems to be a sweet spot for buyers. Move-up buyers, of course, they're needing more space than the condo, but still under that detached price point that they can't afford. If you're buying, this might be your window to act before demand pushes even higher for the semi-detached specifically. Now the townhomes, we're talking about attached townhomes here, they're holding up better than most of the other categories. The median price dipped a little bit here, 0.6% to $830,000. 69.5% are selling below asking, but 30% still hold over asking, which is pretty good to see for a townhouse option there. Median day on market is actually 22 days. That's faster than detached homes, although a little bit slower than the semi-detached properties. And the buyers here, they're mostly looking for balance. Family-sized homes, they're over $1 million, so this is a good spot. Sellers who get that pricing right are getting good offers and they're moving these properties. But as a seller, the margin for error is always something to consider. If you overprice, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot right out the gate. Now let's talk about the Brampton condo sector. Always a fun one. The segment is still struggling quite a bit. The median price is down to $492. It's up actually this month, 2.7%. Still down 8.2% year over year. Only 25 condos sold last month in Brampton. That's a small sample size, but 36% lower than this time last year. The days on market for these guys are 37 days on average. It's the slowest out of any housing type. And 76% of them, they're selling below asking price. What we're seeing right now is that the buyers here are super fatigued. The condos, they're just sitting there forever. Sellers are having to reduce their asking prices. Many buyers would rather wait, stretch out their down payment into a townhouse if they can, because they want more space, not just that square footage, but they might want some outdoor space as well. So there's one thing that actually stood out here across all housing types, 5,100 listings, They were terminated in Brampton in April. We're seeing a 70 to 80% of homes in every category are selling below asking, which is awesome for buyers. This right now is just no longer a market where there's guessing involved. Buyers are better informed than ever. Sellers, they have to lead with value or they risk their home not selling and being ignored. So if you're a buyer, it's a good time for you to try and negotiate, but don't assume that every listing is a great deal. The good stuff right now is still moving extremely fast. If it's priced right and it looks great, it's going to sell. So what does this mean for you? If you're watching this home and you're in Brampton, the market's going through a reshuffle of sorts. The detached homes, they're adjusting the hardest. Semis are getting traction, and overpriced listings, they're being punished. So if you're watching this and you're feeling overwhelmed right now, you're not alone. The market is confusing for sure, but if you know where to look, there's still some really good deals out there and lots of opportunity for you to seek. And listen, I'm not here to sell you on the real estate market. I make these videos to just keep you informed. So when that time comes and you have any questions, you feel confident about making your decision. If you get value from this, consider subscribing to the channel. Check out the other videos on the channel as well, breaking down the GTA or the Brampton real estate market. And if you're really interested in Brampton, watch this video here about houses not to buy in the Brampton area. Thanks so much for watching this one. I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye for now.